And when you nail it, it can be very, very profitable, and it can be a game changer for any business that you're marketing. My name is Mo Bass, and I'm the CEO of Acadium. And today we're going to talk about how to grow your business or any business as a marketer through social media. Now you may think, yeah, I know social media marketing. I create posts, I use hashtags, and then people find my page, they like it, they engage, they share, and that's how I grow social media. However, that could work. It is very slow and indirect, and you have very little control over that as a marketer. And a great marketer wants to have as much control over their funnel as possible. Social media is like the real world. And in the real world, whenever you market something, whenever you sell something, you want to have a conversation. Now, you could do this through posts and stories and shorts and other forms of video and photo content and text content. However, you could also do it by being a lot more direct. And this is what I'm here to talk about today, is how you could prospect on social media to get leads for any business that you market for. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to identify your ICP, your ideal client profile. This is an avatar that represents your buyer. Once you've identified this ICP, then you got to ask the question, where are these ICPs? Where are they making buying decisions? Which social media platform? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Instagram? Is it Twitter? Where do they go for the type of product that I am selling? So if you're selling something like a professional service, for example, you might want to use LinkedIn to prospect. And if you're selling something like an e-commerce, maybe a handbag, Instagram may make a lot more sense for you, right? Now, don't get confused. You're not actually doing like a sales strategy here, but there is a sales element to it. A great marketer understands sales because it's the same psychology. It's the buying psychology, and your job is to generate leads, to generate business for whoever brand or person or thing that you're marketing. So let's use an example. Let's just say we want to prospect someone who is looking for marketing help. This is kind of what Acadium does in a way. Or, let's use another example. I want to prospect my services that I'm working for this business, and they're a consultant. Okay, they provide professional consulting services. So right off the bat, you are probably going to have a lot more success on something like LinkedIn, where there's a lot more professionals there than Instagram. Then you go to LinkedIn and you say, okay, well, my buyer is usually in their 30s. They work in small business, 0 to 5 employees, and they're generally located in bigger cities. So you're going to use the tools that LinkedIn has to filter, something like Sales Navigator. You're going to filter by city, by size of company, and then you come up with a list of profiles. And those profiles, if you've done the filtering right and you've categorized your ICP, they should match your ideal buyer, right? Now you have a list of people you can talk to that are potential clients of your business. So what do you do next? You do outreach. You set up an outreach campaign. And the best way to do this is to create a personalized message to this person. So go to their LinkedIn page, go to their website, understand who they are, and then create a process, a sequence for reaching out to this individual, and whether that goal is to get them to book a call, to sign up to your web page, to whatever action you want them to do, you're going to create an initial message that's going to get them to the next step in that action. It could be directly that, it could be the action itself, or it could be a step before the action. Let's just say you want them to, book a call. So maybe you want them to land on the website first and then book a call from the website. Or maybe you want them to book a call directly from the message that you send them. Or maybe you want to send them a message to start a conversation and then ask them for a call booking. Now, a marketer is someone who can set this up. A good marketer can set this process up, and they hand this over to a BDR team, a business development team, who then runs this process, right? So the marketer will help identify, how are we going to find this ideal client? Which platform are we going to use? What is the messaging we're going to use? What is the action we want them to take? How much conversion should we expect from this channel? And then the lead marketer will hand this off to, maybe it's a sales team or a prospecting team, or maybe it's part of the marketing team. But ultimately, it's part of the growth of the organization. So that's one way you can prospect on LinkedIn. Let's use another example using Instagram. So maybe you're selling handbags, and it's a beautiful fashion brand you're representing. So how are you going to use Instagram to grow? I mean, yes, you're going to have a beautiful Instagram page for your fashion bag because people are going to reference that to make decisions. But you want to have conversations. This is the key thing. You can't sell anyone. You can't market to anyone without a conversation. So what do? Again, you start with the ICP. Who buys this handbag? Where are they? What do they do? What is their persona? What are they like? Then you're going to come up with a profile. Could be, maybe a 30-year-old, maybe it's a high-end handbag that's ideal for a 30-year-old who's in fashion, or, maybe it's for stay-at-home moms. So then the question becomes, how do you find them? Well, there's a lot of ways you can find them. The most obvious way is to use hashtags. Look for the hashtag mom, fashion, outfit of the day. Boom, you come up with a list of posts of people who are interested in what you have to offer. They're interested in fashion. You look at their profiles. They're a mom. You've hit a lot of your criteria. You can see they're female if it's a female handbag. And then you go on their page. You learn a little bit about them. You like a few of their posts. And then you send them a message and initiate a conversation. Now, it's super important that your message is an irresistible offer. Okay, you can't just send a generic message. You got to be really smart on this initial message, and you should be iterating this message. It shouldn't be a set thing. It's something that you iterate every single time you prospect out. You're changing, you're adapting, you're seeing what has better conversions for what audience until you nail a process that could be replicated. Now you have a growth channel. Now you have a direct lever to grow a business that you're marketing. And that is extremely valuable because it will generate leads, and those leads will generate business. And if you've done a good job with your ICP, it's going to be good conversions. Now, you're not going to get the same type of conversions you are in a strictly inbound campaign. Like, for example, if I had 100 people who come to my page and book a call with me, or 100 people that come to me directly, I'm more likely to close them. They know my product a little bit better. Those conversations are warm. So if I outbound 100 people, if I prospect them through different social media platforms, they're less likely to convert on that initial message. But when they do convert, when they do book that call, when they do sign up, they become equal to everyone else. Okay, so there is a bit more of a outreach that has to happen. But when they do get past that first filter stage, the conversions are generally the same. And depending on your services, LinkedIn may have better conversions than Instagram, and Instagram may have better conversions than something like an email, right? So the key thing is, where is my audience in social media? How do I identify them? And then how do I have a conversation with them? And then when you're in the conversation, how do I create an irresistible offer to get them to take action on the specific thing I want them to do, whether it's a sign up, a call booking, or maybe even a purchase directly, okay? And then the beauty about social media is you can take these shots all day. You can literally message hundreds of people a day to perfect this outreach strategy. And when you nail it, it can be very, very profitable, and it can be a game changer for any business that you're marketing. So that's how you prospect on social media, folks. Learn it, try it. It's super easy. You can do it from your account. It doesn't necessarily have to be your personal account. That does work as well. It could be a pseudonym that you use, as long as you're being, honest with your offer and what you're presenting. That's the main thing. So that's my recommendation for prospecting on social media. You can have massive, massive results. Again, identify your ICP, find out which platform is best suited to market them, figure out how to filter them on that platform, create an irresistible offer or initial message that gets them to take a specific action that gets them to the next step in the funnel and makes them into a lead. So try this out and you will get immediate results. It may take a few days to figure out the best way to create that message, but it does work. This is where your audience are and you are having a conversation with them. Okay, have a great day. Mo from Acadium. If you want to practice any of this, if you want to get some experience in digital marketing, hands-on experience, working with a vetted mentor who can help guide you in this kind of process, sign up for Acadium. You can take this theoretical knowledge and apply it in the real world under a brand through Acadium. It's acadium.com. And I will see you all later.